Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jennifer Nxumalo. You can also call me Jen. So on this channel we do financial content, career and also lifestyle content, and so if you want more of that, please make sure that you click that red subscribe button on the bottom, and also don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up because it does help for YouTube to push my videos for more people to see, and I will also appreciate it. So on today's video, we're going to be looking at, should you be saving and investing or should you be paying off debt? If you want to know my thought, please do stick around. Okay fam, today we're going to be breaking down, should you be saving or should you be saving, investing. When I'm talking about saving, I'm also talking about investing. Should you be saving and investing or should you be paying off debt? And so I'm going to share some of my thoughts and ideas regarding this, and also I'm going to share my experience because I do think that me sharing my story and my journey allows for you guys to conceptualize some of the things that I talk about and also make it practical, because it will be of no use for me to come here and regurgitate what is available online. And so I try to make it as practical as possible because this is a journey. Most of the things that I talk about are things that I've had to deal with myself. And so let us get into the first thing that you need to think about when it comes to, should you be saving and investing or should you be paying off debt? If you hear any noise, you guys, let me just put a disclaimer. If you hear anything, they are busy with renovations outside, and so there's a lot of talking and commotion going outside, but I'm hoping that my mic is not gonna pick that up. So my first thing that I would ask you is, if you're in the dilemma of whether should you save and invest or should you be paying off debt, is what is your current situation? Because I think it is easy for us to talk, especially people that do financial content. It's easy for us to talk without really considering each and every person's situation. Now, I may not know your financial situation right now, but I'm asking you if you are aware of your financial situation right now. Now, the reason why I'm asking this question, also by the way guys, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just joining on a blog sharing my own experience, my own opinions, and which can be highly challenged. Now, my question is to you, what is your current financial situation? Do you have so much debt that saving is hard? Because there's a difference here. And also, do you have little debt that saving is possible for you? We need to make it practical. It has to be practical. As much as some people may come here and say, I would say that deal with debt before you can save, but then we are not thinking about what is your situation. Are you in a situation where currently you have so much debt that saving is hard? So let's say you are paying so much debt, but then you are able to save 500 rands, but you have so much debt that you are struggling. Then my thing is, what would be the point of you saving the 500 rands when you are so much indebted that you are struggling? The rational thing that I would do is to actually take that 500 rands and channel it towards one of the debts. Channel it towards the smallest debt that will give me the instant benefits. Like, that will allow me that within 6 or 12 months, I'll be done with that debt, and then I can have I can increase my disposable income. If you're in a situation whereby as much as you have debt, it's not so much that you are struggling with it. You are able to live with it so easily, and that you are still able to save. Let's say you are able to save 500 or 1,000 per month, and then you have this debt. And as I said, in this debt, you are able to survive just as well. They don't really, as a kami, they don't really bother you much, or you're not struggling because of them. Then saving for you makes sense, So that is why for me, I say the first point is, what is your current financial situation? If you are really battling with debt, it wouldn't make sense for you to push saving and investing in order whilst you are battling with so much debt, because as much as you will be saving, the interest that you're going to be getting from your saving is not going to be even closely related to how much interest you have to pay on your debt. And if you were to add up all your debts and look at the interest rates that you are paying there, it will be a lot. And so you need to also think about it in that way. But as I said, you need to apply it to yourself and your current situation. The second thing that you need to ask yourself is, how much money goes out to debt versus your salary. So let's say, for instance, you get paid 5,000. This is an example, you guys. You get paid 5,000 and maybe 3,500 of that goes towards servicing debt, or let's just say 3,000 of that goes towards servicing debt, and then you are left with 2,000. From this 2,000, maybe let's say you have to pay rent. Maybe your rent is 800 rands. You have to buy food, you have to travel to work, and then maybe you are left with around 400 rands to use on a month-to-month basis, and maybe you can try to save this. You need to think about this. The amount that you pay, on the rate of the amount that you pay towards debt in conjunction with your salary, because if it is so high that it leaves a little money for you to live per month, it makes sense for you to focus your attention with the little that is left per month on dealing with debt, rather than to say you're spreading your income, you're spreading your money, because you will be pushing yourself too much, and you'll be asking a lot from your money. And so even with those savings, you're not going to see them much, because end of the day, your strategy is not clear. Which also brings me to the next point, which is, what is your financial strategy currently? So let's say you do have debt, but then you do want to save. You need to come up with a strategy that, okay, me, Jennifer Ngumalo, right now I have this so much debt. So you need to look at how much debt do you have in total. Look at how much interest you are paying in this debt. Look at your salary. Look at your life. Every month when you get paid, you get the salary. You have to pay for this debt and live in this salary. How do you feel? How does it make you feel? I'll give you an example. Me, there was a time when I was having all of the debts that I had, every month it was frustrating. Not that I didn't want to pay for my debts, because I'm not one of those people. I paid for it, and I paid for it gladly. But what made it sad for me was to look at how much interest from the money that I was paying per month was going towards servicing just the interest instead of servicing the debt that I owe. Now, I didn't have a problem with the debt, but I had a problem with the amount of interest that I was paying towards my debt. And so for me, I had to shift my strategy towards, okay, I'm not going to focus so much on saving. Yes, I'm going to try to save the minimum that I can, but majority of the money that I can afford to channel, I'm going to move and channel it towards tackling debt. For me, that was my strategy. And so what I'm asking you to do is, what is your financial strategy? If you don't have that right now, think about it. If you don't have a plan, then how can you move forward when you don't have a plan? Because the thing is, what will happen is, as much as you may be having this debt and you will be saving, let's say you're saving in a stokvel of 500 rands per month. By end of the year, you are going to get 5,500. Is it? Yeah? 2,000, 5 months make it 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So you're going to have 6,000. Yes. So after 12 months, you're going to have 6,000. But now, if you never had a plan of your finances, you never had a plan on your savings, your debts, you're going to take this 6,000 and splurge on it as if there's no tomorrow, as if you've forgotten that you have debts and other things that you have to actually be intentional about, because you don't have a financial strategy. So what I'm asking you to do is take time to look at how much debt you have, the interest rate that you are paying on those debts, your income, and how much do you pay per month in conjunction with your income. What is the rate? If it's 30%, you need to know. If it's 40%, you need to know. If it's 60, 70%, you need to know, because that will be the driving force on what will be your actions going forward. Should you be saving or should you be investing? And so what I'm trying to avoid here with this video is to tell you why you should be saving and not paying off debt, or why should you be paying off debt and not saving. I want you to make it practical to you, make it make sense to you, because at the end of the day, it is your finances, not my finances. I can come on here and talk all the talk that I want, but if at the end of the day, it is your life. It is your life and your finances. So take time to make a strategy and a plan. It doesn't need to be a formal thing where you say, now I'm going to do 1, 2, and 3 every month. No, it doesn't have to be something so serious. Anyway, I may look serious. It might look like I take everything seriously. I do, but I just don't want to make it over serious, because as soon as it's over serious, it takes away from the fun and the excitement. And so you don't need to write it down, say, my strategy, my financial strategy is to tackle this, that. But it would be nice to sit down, write down all your debts, and write down how much you pay for it per month, and then also write out your income to see how much, and then you can total everything up and see that in conjunction with your income, what is the percentage that goes towards paying off debt. If the percentage is so high, then it would make sense for you to channel most of your money towards paying off debt and not saving. And then when you have dealt with maybe, let's say, one or two of your debts, then maybe you can save from the money that you are paying on this debt plus the addition. Maybe you subtract 1,000. Now you can be able to save the 1,000, and the rest you channel it towards another debt. That's how you can go about it also. So you need to have a financial strategy, because if you don't have a financial strategy, you're going to be flying blind. When you're flying blind, you're not going to see the progress of your finances. You don't want to be in that situation. Another point is you need to think about what is important to you now. Remember the first point I asked you, what is your current situation? Now you can't be in a current situation whereby you have so much debt that are coming down, or they're just too much, and then you are struggling, you are still able to save, and you try to save while you have that. But then the next thing that you need to ask yourself, what is important to you now? I don't want you to think about the future and what is important to you now, because as much as finances look at the future, but end of the day, we live on the now. You need to be happy now. You need to be content with your life now. Everything for you needs to make sense now, so that as you move towards the future, which you will never get to because you are always on the now, you need to be happy with the direction you are heading towards. And so making decisions based on your current situations and the now, saying, me, not Jennifer, right now, this is important to me. Then you make your decisions based on that. Even your strategy should align to that as well. So think about it. What is important to you now? Is dealing with your debts important more than your saving, or is saving more important than dealing with your debt? This is very important that you know, and not because you are trying to be what you are trying to make sure that your strategy makes sense, that as you are moving in life, that your present always makes sense to you. And so whenever you are getting paid on your present, on the time, you make decisions that are aligned to your goals and your strategy. And so if you decide that, okay, for me, what is important now is to actually save, because I find that if I don't have savings, I'm drawn more towards debt, borrowing money from people or borrowing money from the bank. And so what is important to me right now is to have at least 1 month of an emergency fund, which maybe that for you may be 15,000. So you would rather focus your attention on, while you're paying for your debt, you are also saving. So let's say, for instance, per month, you give yourself a task that per month I'm going to save 1,000 until I reach this 15,000. As soon as I have this 15,000 as my emergency fund, then I'm going to channel this money, not the 15,000, but the 1,000 that I was saving per month, towards tackling debt now. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because if, let's say, for instance, you have built a nest egg, an emergency fund, while you're having debt, and you know that the reason why you are so much in debt is because when emergencies come in your life, you are drawn towards debt. So to avoid you incurring more debt, you would rather save first, so that as you are tackling the debt, when you start tackling the debt, you know that if anything happens in your life, or if anything comes up in your life, you are able to tap into your emergency fund in order to deal with that thing without incurring more debt, which will drag you even backwards, So you need to think about what is important to you now. Is it paying for debt and attacking it like crazy, or is it saving? For me, I'll give you an example again. For me, because I was frustrated with the interest rates that I was paying, and I just felt like it was unfair, what I decided to do was I decided to deal with my main debt, which was actually the one that was annoying me, because majority of the money was going towards that interest rate. So what I did was I attacked that. Now at that time, I had no savings at all. I had been trying to save. I tried to join Bitcoin, and what I failed dismally. I tried to join to do stock files, and I will be part of the stock files, and then end of the year, get the money, spend it at home, done. it will never be utilized in a way that it allowed me to progress positively in my life. Instead, it will be money that I will get and just use, And so I paused majority of savings, even though I had savings like saving for my child, which I'm going to come to in the second point, on the other point, not second point, on the next point. So I was still saving for my child's future education, and then still attacking this debt. So as soon as I was able to deal with the biggest debt, which was annoying to me, then it freed up so much money. It freed up 4,000 per month, that now I was able to actually channel towards saving more and still channel it towards one of the debts. And so that allowed me to say, okay, I had a plan. I've dealt with that debt. And then once I was done with that debt, it freed up money for me to start actually saving. So what I did then is I started building my emergency fund. I quickly created an account with Frank and actually started saving towards my emergency fund. Also, I wanted to talk about this, just share my story. The reason why I was able to advance also in terms of paying off my debt is because I had some savings. Now, the other saving that I had, even though it was not from me, was the one that my employer was saving for me. And so the moment that I actually bought the house, the moment that I got my permanent job, they started saving for me a certain amount. And so when I bought my property, I was able to cash that lump sum out. Now, instead of renovating my house and doing all these things, I was able to take that money and actually channel it towards debt. And then another saving that I had was my daughter's savings. The one that I was saving, it started off as 500 and then it went up annually. And so this year I decided to cash it out and cancel that saving and start savings on another side. And so when I cashed out that money, I was able to channel it towards one of my credit cards, which is why I was able to also pay it off. So I'm sharing this with you because I want it to be practical as possible. Sometimes you may find that you are saving towards something there. You save. But then if you feel that you are in that stage whereby getting out of debt for you is that important, there's nothing wrong with you tapping into those savings in order for you to get off debt. And it's even better. So that is where saving comes in handy as well. To say, I have this savings and I have this debt. Well, I'm going to tap into those so that I can deal with this debt, so that I can save more. And so you think about it. Like right now, at that point when I cashed out, I was paying 615 per month. But currently for my daughter, I'm able to save 1,000. Now, if I had not dealt with that debt, I was not going to be able, if I had not taken that money and pushed it here, it was going to take longer for me to actually save more for my daughter per month. So now I'm able, I can afford to save more because I've freed up more money from actually my expenses. And so I want you to think about that sometimes, even though we say, okay, maybe deal with that and limit savings, but there are certain savings that you may have that you may be able to tap into that will assist you to pay off debt. If there's one thing I'm not going to tell you is to do what I did, but what I'm going to tell you is be strategic. Think about yourself and your situation and your current place and where you desire to be, and make decisions that are good for you. Which brings me to the last point, which is do what works for you. We can talk all we want as people that talk about finances here. We can talk, some people will come and tell you, no, this is the right strategy, this is a best strategy, what. At the end of the day, what is important is doing what works for you and your current situation, which is why all the questions that I've been asking are probed towards you and your situation, to say you need to look and analyze your current situation and make decisions that will work for you, that will make sense for you each and every month. It is let me close off this video. It is your life, so make decisions for yourself. So with that being said, I hope that you found value in this video and that it was educational and enlightening, that you're going to spend time to evaluate your finances and make decisions that will work for you. And so with that being said, I'll see you on the next one. Please take care and stay safe. Bye.